for Kelvin Kiptum in the last few months since Valencia. Like, right, I am a world-class marathon runner, and to have to reproduce that here in London, I'm sure it would have been a bit more pressure for Kiptum than maybe he had in Valencia.
Yeah, he still looks good. He still looks strong. Just an update on the Battle of the Brits. Emil Caress is sat at around 2:07:20 pace. And Mo Farah is still on course out there around about 2:08 pace. So Mo is still having a good run out there. He went off maybe a little bit too hard. We did say that early. He was itching to get that pace moving, whereas we felt like he should have sat back just that little bit. But Emil is rallying, as is Kelvin Kiptum, who is absolutely flying home down the embankment. The spectators are starting to make some noise. That is just going to get busier and busier and busier as our elite men come through, and then the championship entries, and then the masses. Like I say, the battle is for 1, 2, 3 in this men's race, and there is also a battle for the 1, 2, 3 British spot. So we'll try and keep you posted. But if you are following along at home or around the world, then download the London Marathon app. Keep up to date with all those splits. You get them every 5 kilometres, and it's a really good way of staying in touch with everybody who's out on the roads, because we are following the men's leader, Kelvin Kiptum, the Valencia Marathon winner, the fastest debut of all time. It looks for sure like he's going to take the London Marathon title this year. He goes over to the final drink stop. We say the final drink stop. We think this one's the final drink stop. Sifan Hassan, the one that she darted over to. If you were with us watching the women's race, she made a dart over to that side of the road before going on to win the women's marathon. And it's now Kelvin Kiptum's turn to take his final drink.
I do think, 1:55 through 40 kilometres, that's a great move there from Kelvin Kiptum. He ran a very fast 10-kilometre split from 30 to 40, 28:05 in Valencia. I don't think it's been quite as fast today. The course different here in London, but the move has been just as devastating. Kelvin Kiptum has blown this field apart. Last time we saw Geoffrey Kimworor of Kenya was in second. We haven't seen a figure down the back of the track there for a while. We do think that Kelvin Kiptum has lifted his pace. The course record of Eliud Kipchoge stands at 2 hours 2:37. And if the computer's right, Kelvin Kiptum is operating faster than that.
Yeah, I've just had a look at that pace graph. Really interesting. It's like a U shape. It goes down, and then all of a sudden it just comes back up, and you can quite clearly see from that pace graph there's a big injection of pace at that point that we've seen out of Canary Wharf, and that has put him back on schedule for around 2:02. Now, if he is still increasing the pace, Hannah, that means he is going to go inside of 2:02. So we might not just have a course record on our hands here. We may be on for something really, really special. So again, we're saying Valencia is potentially a slower course in London. We may see him go faster than he did in Valencia. I don't think we're going to see a world record. He's got
1 mile to go, 1:56:40. That's not going to be. That's not going to be far off. And Kelvin Kiptum here, he is building momentum. He'll have the crowds to support him. He's got these bikes around him. It's not the same as having a competitor, but he's running free. He's running relaxed. Kelvin Kiptum is just coming underneath Big Ben. And the next landmark after that is Birdcage Walk. It is final stages here for Kelvin Kiptum of Kenya. This is a phenomenal run. He's a very, very talented young man, and this could be a brilliant performance here in London.
I've got butterflies in my stomach. They've gone through 25 miles. Big Ben is ticking along towards 12 o'clock. And that means when Big Ben strikes at midday, Kelvin Kiptum has been on the road for exactly 2 hours. And we're looking at a time of inside 2:02 here. Kelvin Kiptum did that on his debut in Valencia. We weren't sure if it was quick enough to go that quick in the second half at London here, but he was clearly feeling it, and he has put the afterburners on, and he has gone through with 1 mile to go. And I think he's going to go inside 2:02 and absolutely smash the course record here in London. But the question is, how fast can Kelvin Kiptum go, and do we potentially have a men's world record on our hands?
55:13, that was a split through 40 kilometres. That is significantly faster than Eliud Kipchoge's split when he set the course record here in 2019. That course record surely will go. Eliud Kipchoge very gamely came to London today to start this race. He had a tricky time in Boston on Monday, coming back in 6th place, and could he be about to lose his course record?
Geoffrey Kimworor just starting to struggle a little bit, but he's well underway as well. Look, London Eye on the opposite side of the road. So he's now onto embankment, and hopefully the crowds can start to pick him up as he makes his way down towards Big Ben. He is chasing Kelvin Kiptum, but that gap is huge, absolutely huge. And just to put things into perspective, the fastest marathon we've ever had in an official race is Eliud Kipchoge's 2:01.9, set in Berlin in 2022. Then Kenenisa Bekele is the second fastest man behind Kipchoge in 2:01.41. The man you see on your screens, Kelvin Kiptum, he is the third fastest marathon runner of all time, having ran 2:01.53 in Valencia. But the question is, Hannah, where will he be at the end of play today? Will he still be 3? Will he be number 2? Will he be number 1?
Kelvin Kiptum has built momentum fantastically well in this second half. He was very patient. He egged on the pacemakers. But this man is simply phenomenal in the latter stages of a marathon. He has chipped away at those times, at those splits. He's underneath Kipchoge's course record split at 40k. He was just outside the world record split. But it seems as though Kelvin Kiptum is gaining momentum with every step. What has he got left in these closing few stages? He's passed 600 meters to go. If he looks up, he's going to see Buckingham Palace, one of the best landmarks here on the streets of London. He's been past all the sights and sounds that London has to offer. The crowds have roared him down the streets. Kelvin Kiptum is converting a fantastic debut in Valencia, the world's best ever debut, 2:01.53, into a London Marathon victory. But where will he finish on the all-time standings? Around about 2 hours and 30 seconds as he swings round with 385 yards to go. This is a phenomenal run from Kelvin Kiptum. Surely he's just going to miss the world record. 2:01.09 is too big a ask for Kelvin Kiptum at this stage. That's the bike getting waved aside, not Kelvin Kiptum, as this time he comes around the corner. He's going to be close to 200 meters to go. He's going to surely just miss Eliud Kipchoge's world record. That is the mark of Kenenisa Bekele, 2:01.41, the second fastest time of all time. That will go. Kelvin Kiptum, what a man. This is his second ever marathon. The Kenyan athlete was great over half marathon. He's run 58 minutes over that distance a few times, but that run in Valencia was fantastic. And Kelvin Kiptum is backing that up and some here on the streets of London. He's grimacing, he's gritting his teeth, he is giving everything to get towards this finish line. 2:01.26 or so. That is the second fastest marathon time ever. And he's obliterated Eliud Kipchoge's course record by over a minute. Kelvin Kiptum, what a superstar. Surely we are looking at a man that could challenge that world record of Eliud Kipchoge's, and he has given everything. Look at that. What a way to run a marathon.
Wow. Wow. It wasn't on at halfway. By the time we got to Canary Wharf, it was starting to look a little bit more special. We questioned whether it was too soon. He was obviously feeling good. And that sprint finish at the end, was there a little bit more in the tank? Well, we'll find out the next time this man lines up over a marathon. But look at those celebrations. Kelvin Kiptum, you are the second fastest man in history.
That is some run. London Marathon always has world-class fields. It always has world-class pacemaking. It's not the fastest course out there. So that time on this course has got to be one of the all-time great marathon performances.
Yeah, we had that question. You put that question to me, Hannah, about what's the difference between that and Valencia? And I guess the other thing that we didn't discuss at the time is it's horses for courses as well, isn't it? Some people actually like a little bit of undulation on a course. Some people like the pancake flat long stretches, but some people benefit from that little bit of undulation, that break up, the twisting turns. It takes the mind off things. Paula obviously ran well here. That was the fastest marathon time for a long, long time. But Kelvin Kiptum, wow, he has just really blown this field apart. We see second in the men's race coming around the corner. Geoffrey Kimworor coming to finish second in the men's marathon. And this is still going to be a pretty quick time as well.
This is a great run from Geoffrey Kimworor. 5 World Marathon major podiums from 2012 to 2017, including a win in New York. But then we haven't really seen him since that period. He's had a torrid time with injuries and disruptions. He said he felt like he was back in his 2017, 18, 19 shape. And the Kenyan was not wrong. His resurgence started in Eugene last summer with a 5th place at the World Championships. He backed that up with a really nice 4th place at the World Cross Country Championships in Australia. I'm sure he would have loved to get on the podium and pick up a medal at that prestigious race, but he knew that that was an indication he was back to his very best. Geoffrey Kimworor of Kenya is going to take 2nd place here in the London Marathon. It's a tired 2nd place. It's a brave decision at around about 30k to also up his pace. Geoffrey Kimworor is gonna just about make it over the line, and that's a personal best by some minute or so. Mark of 2:05. It's from a few years ago. Geoffrey Kimworor, all hugs between the 2 Kenyan athletes. There's always that rivalry between Kenya and Ethiopia as well, and they'll be delighted with that one too.
3rd place coming down the mile. That's Tamirat Tola from Ethiopia. So Ethiopia are going to get themselves onto the podium. 2:03.39, his personal best. So he's going to be just outside that, but 2 PBs for the top 2 and a 2:04.58 for Tola to wind off your top 3 here in London. Now all eyes go on to Emil Caress, because I've just checked the tracker. He has come through 24.85 miles. He is into the last section. 2:07.30, around about there, Hannah, expecting. I mean, that'll be